Hello there, and this is Auntie, and I'm here to do my review of 90 Day Fiancé, Season 8, Episode 10, The Devil's Work. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I want to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Whether you have a Valentine or not, happy Valentine's Day. Okay. So if I had to rate this tonight's episode of 90 Day Fiance, I would give it a C. I thought it was eh. So anyway, we're going to get into it and we're going to make the best out of it, right? Okay, let's go. So the first couple that I want to talk about is Yara and Jovi. As we all know, Yara has recently told Jovi that she is pregnant. And she is not feeling well because she's having morning sickness or whatever. And so she has not been in the best mood. The two of them are leaving their home because they're going over to Jovi's mom's house to have an engagement party. Now, she has indicated that she hasn't wanted any of this stuff because her family isn't here. But of course, we know that Jovi's mother has been ignoring that the whole entire time. And so she's going over. She doesn't really want to go over there, right? But she goes anyway. And so when she, gets there, of course, she's greeted by Jovi's mom and his dad. Jovi indicated that his dad, oh, wait a minute, y'all. Ooh, he indicated that his dad does the same kind of work that he does. And so when she came the first time, his dad was, on a ship somewhere. And so this is her first time meeting the father. And so they meet one another and, they sit down. They don't know that she's pregnant. But I think that she's going to use this opportunity to drop that bomb. And so, the father is, the mom has indicated that, she's having a party and Yara was like, I'm glad that you kept it small, being respectful since my parents are not being here. But of course, his mother has lied to her and has invited 50 to 60 guests to the party. The dad begins to ask her different things about, herself. And, she's trying to answer it. She said, she's basically trying to make the adjustment. And so the father, and the mother made a slick comment about Ukrainian women being here, for all the wrong reasons. And so, Yara was like, I mean, that's just like saying that all Americans are stupid. So she definitely had a clap back. And I don't think the father liked that. And so he asked her about, her making the adjustments here in New Orleans. And she was saying she really doesn't like it. She's more of a city girl, right? And he had made a comment about what she wears. He said that he looked at some of her pictures and stuff and that she thinks that the stuff that she wears is a little too sexy. And he warns her and tells her that, you're going to have to put it on a calm down with your outfits. And she was like, well, the outfits that I had on, were doing me being at the beach. And, I think I dressed really nice. But the father was, basically warning her and telling her that, some of her clothing is prostitutorial. And so, she doesn't take well to that. And I wouldn't even. I think that, Jovi should have really corrected his dad or, tried to soften it up a little bit, especially since this was the father's first time meeting her. I think that the father, really got some strong feelings about Yara and really doesn't like her. And, I was a little disappointed by the way that he handled her, though, right? Because if you were coming to another country and you were accustomed to dressing a certain way, you don't need somebody father saying something to you. If anybody's going to say something to her, it should be Jovi, not the father. I think that he really stepped out of line with that comment. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about it. But I really thought that he was dead wrong with that mess. But anyway, the mother needs to go and decorate because I guess they must have rented a venue for them to have this party, this engagement party in. And she's tired and says that she wants to go to sleep, because she's pregnant, and so later on we see the mother and the father in the car, and the dad is saying that Jovi asked him how he felt about it, and he was like, I mean, she all right, you know she all right, but I ain't like the comment of her wanting y'all to move, to another country. I'm not gonna be able to see you, or maybe losing my son and possible grandkids. And so, he was like, well, she just talking right now. She has to make the adjustment because Jovi knows that she's pregnant and probably has no plans of moving anywhere. So he's fairly confident that she's going to stay. But the father and them don't know that right now. They go over to his friend's house and they all eating crawfish, and all of his friends are gagging him, and they like, we can't believe that he the first one out of all of us to get married to somebody. And so they just like kind of dragging him or whatever. And they all have a bet on how long he's going to stay married to her. One of the guys said 5 months. Another guy said, well, how long does she have to stay with you? He was like 3 years. They was like, all right, it's going to end in 3 years. So they just making light banter and everything, or at least that's what they thinking that they doing. But they go to ask the father how he feel about her, and the father was like, I ain't really feeling her, basically. I mean, he really isn't. And so, I mean, it just is what it is. Jovi goes back to the house to pick her up, and so that they could go to the party. She's still grouchy. She indicated that he didn't even make sure that she had something to eat or to drink. And he was like, I did ask you if you wanted something. She said, no, you asked me if I wanted some of what you was eating. And when I said, no, you didn't ask me, well, what do you want to eat? And so, they having problems and stuff like that because number one, she has made, a lot of sacrifices to come here and be with him. And, he left 30 days out. And then after that, thank you so much for the super chat. And so then after that, it's just a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of shenanigans that's going on right now in their relationship. And so, we're hoping that things get better. I think things are probably going to get a little bit more complicated when she tells the family that she's pregnant, because it seemed like the mother want to run her and kind of control her, right? At least that's what I'm seeing. So I'm just like, this relationship isn't going good. She's really not feeling well. Thank you so much, Beverly Conley, for the 9.99 super chat. She's not really feeling well and all of that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff going on. It's just um whatever. They just. The next person I want to talk about is Andrew. Andrew is making his way back from his vacation in Mexico, right? Of course, we know that he wants Amara now to go to another country. And he's making it seem like he's had this hard time. So his mother is at the airport picking him up. He's talking about the sacrifices that he's made, and he's on the airplane, and he's looking at the empty seat because he had figured that he was going to be coming back with his boo thing, because he went out there onto some little bogus site where mofo little kids was out there saying that little kids was out there trolling and saying that they had went to Mexico and was able to come across the border. So anyway, this mofo, it is just not even thinking about. He's not even thinking about Amara, okay, while he's over there. So, when his mother come and pick him up from the airport, he acting like he's so devastated and all this so kind of stuff, like a whole bunch of, like he just had, all these sacrifices and stuff. Hold on, y'all. Let me read this real quick. Thank you so much, Kelly, for the $10 super chat. Hi, Auntie. Love you. Love your channel. I would so sip and key with you. You put the truth down. I'm also closer to 60 than 50. All right now. Thank you so much, Kelly, for the $10 super chat. Maybe one day we will be able to sip and key when all this stuff is over. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so, the mother's like, I know he devastated and everything. He thought he was going to be coming back with Amara. And, he just, he made such a sacrifice by sitting on that beach and going on tours and, ATVing and skydiving and bungee jumping. He just was, he was so miserable without her. And so basically, he drags himself, when he sees his mother, he all pitiful looking and everything, just dragging his suitcase. And the mother like, you all right, baby? Come on and lay up on my bosom, okay? You just such a baby. And, I just want to babyfy you and all that. And so, he's like, yeah, I was really looking forward to it. It was lonely and, whatever. So they get in the car and he gets to telling his mother about, her going to another country and trying this over again because, he, by hook or by crook, he wants to be with her. And so he's talking like he's going with her. Now, when we heard him talking, he indicated that he won't go in, that she was going to have to do this by herself. And now he's sitting up there talking about he don't care what he got to do to be with her. He want to be with her. Mofo. And the mother was like, well, I think you just need to, save the money. This mother ain't paid for nothing. He ain't paid for nothing but a cotton freaking maybe K1 visa application. But guess what? This is the girl that sat up there in a cotton freaking detention center, all right, for 3 days and 3 nights, got her passport and got kicked back up out of that camp and sent back home, right? She got deported back home. That's gonna be on her mofo record. You know what I'm saying? I know that they got to put something in your passport saying that your ass got put out, okay? And so, anyway, he's playing victim and he's acting like he's so in love with her. So he drops his mama off at the house and he goes to the apartment. And, his little dog greeted him. I thought that was cute. But and then he talks about this little teddy bear. So, they focused on the teddy bear because I guess they think that's funny. That wasn't funny at all, okay? Who gives a damn about that teddy bear? This mofo was taking this girl for a ride. I don't know whether or not she's bright enough, if her light shines bright enough for her to get that she's being played. The visa is almost over. I think they probably at this point got what, 3 more weeks, 2 or 3 more weeks up on that mofo. She need to go ahead and cut her losses and leave this mofo alone. He pouting around, the apartment and all of that. I thought he lived with his mother, so he must have went on and rented an apartment with his little babysitting money. For the two of them to live in. And I'm just like, what, whatever with him. The next person I want to talk about is Hazel and Tyrique. Y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I fast forwarded through most of it. I just think that they so boring. I think that the production company must just like Tyrique. But I'm telling you right now, Tyrique and Hazel boring, y'all. Like, I don't care about their twosomes, threesomes, foursomes, fifth, five, some six, some sevens. I don't care nothing about it. I don't care who she want to be with. I don't care who he's going to allow her to be with. I don't care nothing about her mowing the lawn. I don't care nothing about Tyrique and Hazel at this point. I'm just gonna go ahead on and be serious about it till they really get down to the nitty of the gritty and they decide on who they gonna be with. I don't care. Like, I think that they absolutely boring. They're a waste of time. They can be putting more interesting couples in this, right? Because I just, oh my God, they boring. Now, I know that, the pandemic has started and she was talking about her son had a fever, but come to find out that her son is fine. Also, I just want to say prayers out to Sherelle. As you all know, Sherelle's World announced that she has COVID, and so we are praying for her and her son that they have a very speedy recovery. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that I said that as well, and prayers to Perry because he's got to take care of the family and hold it down. Perry, you got this. Okay, you can do this. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna move on to another couple because Tyrique and Hazel just was boring as hell to me. and we just ain't even gonna waste our time on it. The next couple I want to talk about is Rebecca and Zied. Zied now is, he's still at the home. He's still, doing what he doing. And, he's feeling like, a little isolated and stuff because he's used to being with his sister and he's used to being with his mother. So, he's been, really increasing them international phone calls on Rebecca's phone. Now, as we all know, Rebecca work at a fast food joint, right? So I don't know how much, you know what I'm saying, how much she can afford on the cell phone bill, but this motherfucker is calling home like it's just, next door. So he talks to his sister and all of that. Of course, he's still living in the house with just the bed and the Xbox. And, Rebecca makes the decision that she's going to go back out and have lunch and everything with Tiffany and Micah. Okay, that's her daughter and her son-in-law. And, her girlfriend had came over last week and was just, really I'm telling Zia and Rebecca all. She spilled all Rebecca's tea. Zia now knows that, he living up in the same apartment building where her previous husband lived. He said that, he get a little stressed out because of all the family against him. And, they really ain't liking him. So, he, a little apprehensive about going out with these mofos to this restaurant and stuff. But he goes anyway because he ain't got nothing else to do. And so, Rebecca and them get to the restaurant and everything, and they got, Micah and Tiffany, Rebecca, Zed, some other dude, and some girl. Cute little girl. Blonde little bright eyes, bushy tail. Sweetheart sitting at the table. Rebecca was eyeing this chick from the rooter to the cotton freaking tutor the moment the girl walked up in there. She ain't never met nobody from Tunisia. So she just excited to be out and with Micah and them and just having a good time, eating and drinking and meeting a mofo from Tunisia. Now the girl then came there and she already know, okay, that this mofo is Rebecca's man. But the girl can't even open up her mouth and ask for the salt to get past without Rebecca's insecure old ass giving her the side eye. Now, Rebecca, you need to get it together. Now, I know you done had a whole bunch of plastic surgery and you done had your lips pumped and liposuction and all of that old kind of stuff trying to be young for Zed. But insecurity come from the inside, boo, not on the outside. You can cut it, twist it, slap it, flip it. You can do whatever you want to do. But until you deal with what's going on in the inside and all the dirt and stuff that and all the torn up, jacked up ass relationships you done had, you going to be eye spying anybody, honey. Anybody. It could be somebody's grandmother with a twinkle in her eye and an oxygen mask hanging up in her backpack. And you going to have a problem with her if she say something to Zed. You always talk about all these women be up in his DMs and Instagrams and all that kind of stuff. Well, what about who up in yours? So anyway, they sitting at the table and they having a conversation. She got her arm all wrapped up on him and everything. The mofo got to eat one-handed like a mofo. Because she got the other arm, all hooked up and crooked up. She's sitting up on that mofo. You can see the veins popping up out of her hand because she's so daggone insecure and so scared to let him go that he going to hop on this little pretty young thing. So the little pretty young thing asking questions and everything, and they was talking about, can people, have guns on the street, do they go hunting? And so, Michael was like, Zed was like, nah, and then he was like, okay, well, you know what, we're going to go hunting. The girl was like, I'd like to go. That's because she hangs out with these mofos, right? So she like, if y'all going, I'm going too. I'm going to invite myself. They was like, all right, cool. We got to, we got a date. Rebecca sitting over there like, insecure than a mofo, young. Insecure as I don't know what. So the girl asking, normal little questions. The question was asked, what can they do on the street? Can they do, kiss in public and stuff like that? And Zia was like, if a couple kiss in public, the man going to jail for 6 months. So the other little dude talked about an incident that, he was familiar with. When one of his friends went over there, or he saw one of his friends at a game or something, and they was, doing what they do out there on the bench. And Zed was like, he was laughing and everything. But Rebecca couldn't find nothing funny. She couldn't even swallow the food that she was eating. So she's sitting over there still eyeing the little girl, and the little girl just, she just, I mean, just perky. And I mean, everything was perky. Okay? Cute as a button. Rebecca intimidated in a mofo. So, they start talking about, they was like, well, what you been doing? He was like, I'm playing my Xbox. I love it so much. So he, going through what he going through. And so, Rebecca was like, yeah, we're going to have to move the stuff out of storage. This bitch been talking about moving that stuff out of storage since this mofo got there. This mofo been in now how long, and you still ain't got that stuff out of storage? Stop it with the got the stuff out of storage. You going to some furniture store, honey, the hook about crook furniture store, and picking up a couple of cheap sofas for $150 a piece. So anyway, the little girl was like, hey, my dad owns several trucks and everything. I can help you move. So Zia was like, cool. I mean, cool. So Rebecca was like, wait a minute, what? He was like, huh? She was like, you gonna let her help you move? And so the little girl was like, so Zia was like, what are you talking about? She was like, you gonna let her help you move? You're not. So Zia was like, I mean, I guess there must be something wrong with it. She said, you need to be telling the girl no thank you. So Zia was like, well, God damn. Okay, look, evidently something going on. No thank you. I ain't going to be able to help, let you help me move. She was like, I mean, hey, look, I ain't trying to cause no problems in y'all relationship. I know I'm sitting over here, honey, looking fresh and fruity and like some. Okay? But I ain't trying to cause no, I was just trying to offer. I thought y'all needed help. Rebecca was like, basically, we don't need your kind of help. So Micah and everybody at the table, now they all uncomfortable and everything. And so, Tiffany was like, dang, Ma. I mean, all the girl doing is trying to offer him some help. You said you needed the stuff moved. Her father got several trucks. You gonna need to get the stuff moved. You ain't got to move yet. This mofo still sitting, laying on a mattress in the middle of a room. And so Rebecca was like, he can't be around no single woman. His religion. What is he with you? His religion say he ain't even supposed to be with you. Y'all ain't married. He ain't supposed to live under the same roof. Remember, he ain't even supposed to see you in pajamas. Girl, stop it with that. So anyway, everybody was like, dang, they was uncomfortable. They rolled up out of there. So, Rebecca's sitting there now and she left holding the bag. And Zia was like, what's the problem? And she was like, the little girl, she's just a little bit too smiley and too grinny and too. The girl sat there and said she was intrigued because she never met anybody from Tunisia. It's not her fault. She's younger and cuter and and fresher and tighter. And it's not her fault. It ain't her fault. Get over yourself, Rebecca. If you're going to be with this man and stop all the bull crap that's coming along with this. I like these old women. These old women. The next couple I want to talk about is Mike and Natalie. Honey, let me tell you something. Did Natalie get the shock of a lifetime? So y'all know Natalie, she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? This chick, is mad and running around and everything because, she, don't have that ring. So until she get that ring, everything gonna be a cotton freaking issue between her and Michael. So she decides that she's gonna tell Michael that they need to go to therapy. So they go out to a restaurant and everything, and of course, Michael have his brewski and he gonna have his red meat. Okay, Mike, he gonna do what he doing. He living up in Washington. He said we got the freshest meat on God's green earth, and I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna eat my stuff and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Well, that's impossible because the person that he's sitting across from ain't never gonna let him have a moment of happiness. Like she just ain't gonna she's not capable of doing that. And every time we see her, she in there washing that same black mug. Does Mike have any more mugs? Do we need to get a GoFundMe in order to get more mugs in Mike's house? Every time I see this I was great. Call out her name. Every time I see Natalie, she is up in that kitchen watching that mug off and that one pot and a couple of forks and a knife. God dang. This motherfucker needs some more dishes. I don't know why him and Uncle Bo was eating over. Anyway, so she's up and down. Mike says she up and down. He don't never know who he dealing with, what Natalie he's doing with, Battley, okay, because she bat crazy, or is he dealing with Natalie? Okay, is it Battley or Natalie? So anyway, he sits down with her and she tell him she wants to go to therapy. He was like, no, I don't want to go to no therapy. She was like, why? We having difficulties in our relationship. And Mike was like, yeah, we just need to communicate about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you highfalutin. You act like, you're better than everybody. Okay. She's smarter than everybody. He's never gone to a museum or anything like that. He doesn't have any type of culture. She's just, all the way up here and he's all the way down here. So Mike is basically tired of the bull crap and he really ain't feeling the girl, right? So, they go out and everything. They don't have a good dinner, and I don't know why he thought that they was gonna have a good dinner. The next time we see Mike is at the barber shop. Okay? And Mike got a female barber. He walked up in there, she was looking at Mike like, hey. Where have you been all my life? Okay. So Mike is like, hey, what's up, boo? And everything. She was like, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. What's been going on? He was like, yeah, my girl here. She was like, she here, so how everything going? He was like, man, I'm trying to tell you. Y'all know how Mike be like, I mean, Mike be like, she just crazy. I mean, I don't know if I want to even get married to her. She was like, so what's going on? Tell me about it, okay? You know that barber's a therapist. So Mike was like, I'm just saying, the communication and everything, with us and stuff like that. She was like, But I mean, I thought that she was here so that y'all could work all of that out, right? And so she was like, I mean, you want to go out on a date? Mike was like, she was like, just kidding. Girl, you was not kidding. You know you want that big old 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" man. You know you want to. Come on now, girl. Go ahead on and tell the truth. You was waiting for that mofo. You had checked off on the calendar every day that he had been missing. You knew the exact time, hour, and second, okay, that this mofo wasn't sitting up in your barber chair talking about something. Do you want to go out on a date? Ha ha, just kidding. I ain't see no ring up on your finger, girl. Come on now. Go ahead on and just tell him. I mean, we saw you hesitating and, your lip was quivering. You biting your lip and everything. Girl, go to ask that man out and be like, look, Mike, I'm telling you now, you've been coming up in here. I've been cutting your hair for a long time, and I'm telling you right now, I'm into you. I'm so into you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Girl, go ahead on and tell him, okay? Because I care for you. I care for you. Okay? Boy, that done took me back. Mike was like, we gonna go ahead on and try to work it out, I mean, we gonna I'm gonna see how it work out and everything. She wanted to go to therapy, and she was like, "Therapy is good. Go in on and talk and do whatever you're gonna do. If it don't work out, call me." So the next time we see Mike has made a decision that he's going to therapy. Natalie is jumping around and happy every time she gets her way, and he does what she wants him to do. All of a sudden, she happy and skipping and all this kind of stuff. Natalie's a child in her mind. So they decide that they're gonna go to this therapist. They get to the therapist's office. They introduce themselves and everything. They sit down with the therapist. The therapist eyes big like this, okay? He said, Mike, tell me what you want to talk about. Mike was like, Mike was like, what you talking to me about it for? I mean, ain't no need of you talking about it for me. She the one set up the appointment. I think you better be looking her way. So Natalie was like, well, we don't communicate well. Oh, he Michael um get it out. So basically, Natalie is saying, okay, make a long story short, that Michael does not. They don't communicate. So the therapist was like, what do you want? She said, I want respect. Okay, I want respect from Michael, and I talk. He don't listen to me. I left my country. I was shitty girl. I was used to living in shitty cafe. Now I live in woods. And I give up a lot to be here with Michael. And Michael said, yeah, she be talking, I don't be listening. I want to be heard too. Michael basically set up this so the psychiatrist I mean the therapist was like, I mean, so what y'all want? I mean, do y'all need to be together or what? So, she was like, she ain't say nothing about that ring. So, she's sitting up there, she BSing around. So Michael was like, Michael was like, I made some sacrifices too. You know what I'm saying? I made some sacrifices too. Um, you may have made some sacrifices, but y'all know Michael be doing that. You may have made some sacrifices, but I made one too. With the K1 visa and all that kind of stuff. I work really hard to. She's like, Michael, thank you. You've been good to me with the K1 visa. Michael said, why you here? Why you here? She said, for sure we can fall in love. Michael said, because we ain't in love. We ain't in love, y'all. I don't love you. You don't love me. That's why it ain't working. Mike is crushed by that ring. The way she handled that situation when he was far away, far away from home. Mike's still feeling that, okay? He's still feeling the sting on them rings being tossed in that bag. He's still feeling disrespected by her. Mike said, why are you here? Because all she was talking about was the K1 visa. The man asked them, was they in love with one another? She gonna think Mike. Mike said, you still ain't answered the question. Why are you here? Natalie said, I can't believe that Michael to me, he not love me. Even my ex-husband never said he not love me. I wish I could not have heard that and unring that bell. Mike was like, we in love with one another. Natalie was devastated. Now you talking about what you wish you hadn't heard. Young, it's too late. You rung that bell, young. You want to take Mike to therapy? Mike ain't got no coof. He ain't got no class like that. He don't have tact. He don't have no diplomacy. He's straight out in the woods, young. He's straight out in the woods. And he don't care nothing about being politically correct and not embarrassing your ass. Mike straight said, I don't love you. And he really debating whether or not he gonna stay in this relationship with Natalie. Now, as we all know, they already got married. Something made them break down their marriage. I don't know if she was pregnant or what was going on. But Mike is pissed. So I don't know, how this going to come out. But, I mean, like I said, they already married. So evidently they worked the crap out. But for right now, we enjoying the ride. The next couple that I want to talk about is, who is the next couple that I want to talk about? Did I get everybody? Zib, Michael. Ryan and Stephanie. Julia and them wasn't on here this week. Stephanie is out there hula hooping with Ryan. Stephanie still ain't got the D. Stephanie said, I'm not getting a return on my money. But they out there hula hooping. They enjoying the nice breeze in Belize. They doing what they do with the boo boop and the boo boo boo. After they finish sitting there, Stephanie now wants to have a conversation with Ryan about his mama. You don't talk to a man about his mama. Okay? Especially the way that she was saying it. So she gonna come at Ryan and basically she's starving for the Marvin. Okay? Let's just go ahead on and put that out there. So she got a whole lot of build up. Because she just knew when she went over there that he was going to have a magic show for her. That he was going to do some tricks and some flips and some dips and some licks. And she ain't got none of that. So, she's talking to him, of course, about, the gifts and stuff. Do you know how much money I have spent? Ron said, I don't know. I don't remember how much. Thousands of dollars. Thousands. Okay, upon thousands of dollars I've spent on you and your family. So Ron was like, she's like, even with your mother, your mother still got me blocked. He was like, I mean, whatever, leave my mother alone, basically, you being petty, young. You want to argue about stuff. I don't want to argue with you. So she was like, your mother blocked me, because she ain't say thank you right when I sent that money. I'm trying to keep the lights on, the rent on in y'all house. I'm trying to make sure everybody eat. I'm trying to make sure everybody, like, I'm taking care of your home. I'm trying to keep your cable on. Like, this woman sat and ran down a list of all the things she do for the month, for the family. She said that the mother got her on block because she sent the mother a text message because the mother didn't say thank you the way that she wanted the mother to say thank you. So she said that when she sent the money to the mother didn't jump out there real quick and say thank you, Stephanie, for everything you did for me. So, basically, she was like, hey, mom, did you get the money? And so mom's was like, yeah, thanks. Mom's may have been busy. She may have been with her man or something. She may have been, you know what I'm saying? She may have been washing clothes by hand. You don't know what the mother over there doing, right? So, when the mother got it, she just was like, oh, dang, yup, yay, yeah, I got it, thanks. And so he was like, I mean, so you act like you want my mother to bow down to you. You got that right, Ryan. He said, you act like you want my mother to bow down to you. She said, thank you from the heart. Well, she didn't say thank you good enough for me. I needed her to say thank you very much for all the money and everything that you do for me, Stephanie. I'm going to go ahead on and bow down and lick the crack of your... So Ryan was sitting up there. She said, do you, just tell me, how would you feel, Ryan, if you had been sending thousands of money and all your mother said, yeah, please tell me, Ryan, that you understand what I'm saying. So Ryan was like, I understand what you're saying. I said, she is getting on. Ron said, I thought she had given me the money from her heart. But she wants my mother. She wants us to bow down to her. It's true. Everything she's done has been on a return. Everything she's done has a string attached to it. But the string that she want to be attached to her ain't attached to her. She said that this mofo, I'm still over here in Belize. I'm sitting up here looking like Pippi Longstocking on crack with two ponytails hanging, and she looked a hot tail mess. So, basically she was like, I'm still over here. He ain't did nothing with me. So now, I'm a pick on his ass because I really think he got a girlfriend. So they go out to dinner and everything. And Ryan is trying to keep it light. You know what I'm saying? He told her that again, that he forgive her about Ryan. He trying to, go on the straight and narrow path. He's telling her that she's beautiful. They sitting down to dinner and everything. Ryan thinking everything cool. I mean, let bygones be got bygones. She gonna sit up there and talk about, well, I'm so glad that I told Ryan about what was going on because, I wanted to make sure, that he knew what was going on. But Ryan already knew about what was going on. The only thing Ryan had to do, it was, Ryan is playing chess. Not checkers. Ron is keeping it on a calm down till he come here and get that green card. Then Ron gonna flip on you. So she's sitting there and everything, they having a nice little dinner under the moonlight. They laughing and kikiing, making light about the hula hooping and all of that kind of stuff. So she was like, yeah, so Ryan, um, my psychic friend, he was like, mm-hmm. She was like, she said that you going to leave me for a younger woman. No, she didn't. No, no, she didn't. She said she had a car that was a chariot and that it was another woman there. The other woman could have been his mother or his sister. She did not say that he was going to leave you for another woman, a younger woman. She said it's another woman in a picture, and you need to watch out and be careful. But then you sat there and said, I think she really was talking about me and not him. You confessed to the dirt that you had done. You was the one that had the chariot card because you slept with him and his cousin. So he was like, that's the devil's work. He said, I'm hoping that, when I come to America, that she'll get out of this stuff. He said, because I don't believe in this psychics and this hocus pocus type stuff. So he was like, no disrespect. I know she got to make a living and she got to flip her cards. He said, but tell her to tell your girlfriend I said mind her business. I don't need her in my business. She don't even know me to be reading no card on me. Tell your girlfriend I said mind her damn business when it come down to Ryan. I'm trying to come to America. So she was like, well, she did say, that you gonna leave me, that she do see us get married. She said she see us get married. But she said she see you leaving me for a younger woman. She ain't say she see y'all get married. See, you lying. You manipulating the truth. Because you couldn't get at him. You couldn't get him to respond about your mother. Because when you was talking about the mother, you was digging deep and going low. You know daggone well that's what you was doing, Stephanie. But you couldn't get him to bite that apple. And so Ron was like, I sit down with this woman. I'm trying to make light. I'm trying to, start off from scratch. And all she want to do is argue about everything. She want to, she want to blow everything up. She just want to fight, 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 fight. So she was like, well, what about a baby? You gonna want a baby? And he was like, I don't want no baby. I told you I'm good. I don't want no kids. She was like, but the most important person to you is your mother. You gonna take your mother's advice, and your mother wants you to have kids. He said, well, I take my mother about my advice about some things, but not about everything. I don't want no kids. She was like, but it's a 25-year age difference between us. And then she sitting up there looking like it's a 25-year-old age difference. He like, she said, I know it don't mean, he said, I'm sitting here with a beautiful woman. When I met you, I said, this is a beautiful woman and I want that woman. I got that woman. We just going to travel and see the world. I just want to see the world. I want to come to America first, get my green card secure. But then after that, I want to, I want to travel the world with you. She was like, so, if you take your mother's advice, you're going to want kids. He said, right now, I don't want kids. She said, see, there you go. You said right now. He said, what part of I don't want any children do you not understand? So of course, she, when he get to screaming and everything, he said, I don't, you didn't understand me about the kids and you didn't understand me about Harrison. I forgave the Harrison. She said, up, conversation over. Okay, you won. Don't bring up Harris no more. Please don't bring up Harris. Because I know I was wrong with Harris and that, I really, that's who the psychic was talking about anyway. Soon as he brought Harris up, the conversation was over. She dropped that damn argument. So, they walking off the beach. She's hoping that she's going, get her some and everything like that. And, it says 4 hours later, Ryan is getting about that camp. So she's like, Ryan, he's leaving and everything. He said, I'm going to catch me a cab. My cab is waiting. She said, well, whose money? It's all about the money for her. It's all about the money for her. She feel like she can treat this man any kind of way she want to because she spent thousands of dollars making sure she take care of him and his family. Matter of fact, she said the mother can go ahead on and keep me blocked because since I've been blocked, I ain't sent the money to the mother no more. How disrespectful is that? His mama and her probably the same age, so she think this is a sister wife or a girlfriend or something. You don't talk about nobody mother like that. That was so disrespectful. I don't care how much money you got. And the thing about it is you making your bed hard and Belize. When you get to America with Ron, I'm going to tell you, young, you're going to have to lay in that hard mother. Okay? Because he ain't going to forget nothing that you did. He ain't going to forget nothing that you said. It's a good thing they broke up. So Ryan is running out. She's running out behind Ryan and everything. She been begging the man for the deed, but yet and still she comes out and make these crazy accusations on Instagram. I ain't going to say what they are. Don't say it in the comment because I don't want them flagging my video. But she made all these ridiculous accusations and we sit up here now looking at it and we can see that it was a lie. So anyway, she's running out. He's running out and everything. She was like, how can you treat me like this? You don't want to know the truth. You can't handle the truth. Whatever that truth may have been, I guess we'll find out. But as soon as he walked up out that joint, she was like that. Harrison. 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 I need you to... And the phone disconnected. She calling Harris. She's calling his cousin. Talking about she could use a friend. Oh, we know what that friend is. We know what that friend is. And it sure ain't that. It ain't that kind of friend. So now she gonna take the thousands of dollars and she gonna give them to hers now? What a trick. This woman is just... Stephanie, she gonna sit there and tell this man, I'm sending you all this money, but I work hard for my money. Just stop sending it if you can't afford to send it. If you can't afford to feed a family in Belize or a family in Cambodia or Cambodia or a family, one of Jury's kids, then stop giving out the donations. Because don't nobody owe you their life, Stephanie, because you sending stuff. Do y'all remember when she had that watch that she said was $3,000? Well, do you know that the 90-Day Fiancé fans went out and found that watch? It said retail price $3,000 to scratch out with $279 on it. She gonna sit there and tell the fans, the 90-Day Fiancé fans, that at the time that she brought it, she paid $3,000 for it. She paid retail for it. You's a dummy. Because how in the world can a 90-Day Fiance fans find a watch that was $3,000 marked down all the way down to $279? That means that the worth of it is probably 150, young. And you gonna sit there and tell this mofo that he got a three, he better not take that mother to the pawn shop. They're gonna tell him this watch is like $75. That's what the battery working on it. If you held that watch for that long, then you just a hoarder, young. You brought it a year ago and you just giving it to Ron. Come on now. Y'all just started filming in what, June, July? June, July? So you just hoarding watches and you bringing him a bunch of trinkets, just some straight trash. You know daggone well that watch ain't no, and then she gonna come out there and try to defend it. Young, sit down. Sit down. Y'all, this is the end of my review. I thank you all so much. So much for being here tonight. I'm telling you, this episode was absolutely a C. It just won't that great to be at all. Like for real, for real. Tell me what you would have rated this episode if you even looked at it. Because a lot of y'all don't even look at the stuff no more. Y'all just come here for the reviews and y'all don't even do it anymore. So let me know what y'all think about this episode. Okay? Tell me whether you thought it was good or bad. Let me know how you feel about, everybody. Okay? Okay, so I got a C plus, I got a C minus, I got a D. Like this. Brittany said it was a B. Okay. Okay, got a D, got a C, got a D. Okay. Okay. All righty. Okay, well, you all, the crowd has spoken, and I thank you all so much for being here. To all of my members, we will be out tomorrow doing 2 reviews. Okay, I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. Don't worry about if you missed the live. Make sure you got your notifications turned on so that when it comes up in the community page, you'll be able to see it. Okay. Tomorrow we will be talking about a couple of things. I got 2 videos for y'all. We're gonna spend the day together tomorrow, and I'm just excited about it. To everybody else, I love you all to pieces. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you to everybody who super chatted, and thank you so much to my moderators who always keep the room safe. Love you all. Bye, y'all.